What's going on, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Godskin Duo. So everybody hates Godskin Duo, and honestly I really don't know why. So when I first came up to this boss, I had a little bit of trouble with it. You can actually watch my first ever attempt on Godskin Duo on my channel, and you can also watch the attempt where I defeated them, and that's going to be the attempt that we look at today. And so what I thought I would do is, because my specific build worked pretty well for the Godskin Duo, and I'm not using any mimic tier, I'm not using any magic, I'm using purely melee build. And so I just thought I would do a tutorial on how to beat them. And so if you just take a look at this playthrough, we're going to go through it. I'm not going to stop and pause too much, but I will a little bit so that we can go through their specific attacks and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this is obviously the closest grace. It brings you right over here inside them. So the biggest thing with this fight, it was actually a totally messed up roll right there, but the biggest thing with this fight is distancing, and that's what these pillars are here for. We're gonna, obviously this boss fight arena is super reminiscent for most people of the Dark Souls 1 fight between Ornstein and Smell. So it's going to be like that. We're going to try to stay away from them as much as possible and separate them so that we're only fighting one at a time. That's pretty much what it lets you do here. So these attacks are super easy to dodge. The other thing that I would suggest would be to fight each one of these bosses individually. You could fight the Godskin Apostle under the tower in Caelid. You can also fight him in the Windmill City. Then you can fight the Godskin Noble in Mount Gelmir before you get to Rykard. So you should definitely fight each individual boss so you have some idea of their moveset. Now, by the time I got to this fight, I didn't remember everything, but I remembered enough to be able to semi-consistently dodge their attacks, and that's really going to help you here. So as long as you're dodging 50% of their attacks and then just kind of staying away from them, you should be able to do this fight with no real problem. So as you can see, I'm literally just waiting here. This guy's going to come around the corner. He's going to do that attack. That's a punishable attack, so I'm going to do a jump and just literally back away. So we're being patient here. We're going to dodge those easy throws, and we're going to let these guys come towards us slowly. Again, another easy throw. We're going to get behind a pillar. Usually one of them tends to get to you just a little bit faster, or you can split them up like I just did there. So I'm going to get another jump attack in. They tend to be kind of slow. I actually think his AI broke there for a second. And now, because he drops below 50% health, he's going to go into phase 2, which is where he gets these long-range attacks, which is not going to be too big of a deal. Actually, it usually means that he can get to you a little bit faster than the other guy. So again, we're just jump attacking in between as much as we can. We're going to try to dodge through attacks as much as we can. And I'm obviously using just the classic brass shield here, which you can block a ton of damage using this brass shield. So I totally recommend just like holding that up and using it whenever you can. That was another jump attack. Honestly, I really find the Apostle's attacks easiest to dodge in this fight. So I try to knock him out first. He tends to come at you a lot, and his attacks aren't that bad. They don't hit that hard, so just kind of dodging around like a crazy person and staying away from the two of them makes this fight not that hard. And you wait for the Apostle to come towards you, and then once you get Mr. Skinny nice and close to you, you can take care of him pretty rapidly. As you can see, I'm taking my time. We're almost 2 minutes into the fight here, and we have not done a ton of damage. That's because we're going to get a lot of our damage in now that we've polished off that guy. So as you can see, I'm using jump attacks primarily. If you're not using jump attacks in this game, start using them. I am also using the ring that you can equip that does extra damage for your jump attacks, so I highly recommend that because extra damage for your jump attacks is great. So we're going to block through this guy's first attack. I find that's a really good way to fight him. Block his first attack, dodge his second, because the second timing on their attacks is usually really predictable. You can see it there as well. That was a mistake on my part, but you have room for mistakes. At this point, you should have upwards of 10, 12 flasks, which is plenty of room for error. I want to head for a guard counter there. Just dodging through attacks and trying to get jump attacks whenever I can. We're going to get a critical from that one. That's another reason why jump attacks are great, as well as heavy attacks, because then you can get in those staggers and just lots of extra damage. He's going to go into phase 2. He's going to do the roll. The roll's the worst. Everybody knows it. So you can learn to dodge it. It's not that bad. You can also just block it like I did. If you just hold your shield up and block it, you'll be able to do that. Usually when you block it, he'll actually stop. So occasionally I've had him do that. Occasionally I've had him keep going. By the time he summons the second, you should be able to polish him off. However, that's the last time that's going to happen, because now we essentially have this full health guy here, and by the time we get him to 50%, he's going to be summoning another guy. So we're going to have to go back to handling two of them for just a little bit, but our tactics are going to be exactly the same. So again, as much as you can remember from fighting these guys solo, it's going to be useful. That was a total whiff right there. I'm just taking it slow, being patient. That attack sucks, but you can also use it to get behind him and get an attack in. I totally whiffed as well. Now he's summoning, so I'm going to get in as much damage as I can. I think I do 2 to 3 jump attacks here and just get as much damage as I can. That's only 2. But again, so now he's going into second phase, which is pretty much what I want. And like I said, when the two of them are together, I think it's really easy to get the Godskin Apostle closer to you and just polish him off that way. So that's what we're going to try to do. He's doing the throwing attack. That actually can't hit you at close range for the most part, so it's pretty safe to do jumping attack if you're close to him. That attack sucks. I don't really know what to do about it. Try to get away from it. Totally whiffed again. And there he is, polished off. And then we're back with this guy. Like I said, always dodge his first attack. It tends to do a ton. Get out of his fire. That's another annoying attack that I just don't really spend time avoiding. As you can see, I'm only halfway through my flasks here, so this is not too bad. We're just playing it patient, but it's really not that long. This is only a 4-minute attempt, you know? It's not worth losing the fight just to do it fast, so take it easy, be patient, space them out. It's the best thing to do. Some of their attacks are really annoying. They're just going to hit your health bar. Just get out and heal. That's what I always do. So now you can see something again. That was actually a mistake on my part. If it was up to me, I would have been a little bit more aggressive. But it is what it is in this situation. I wasn't able to. So now I'm going to get really aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead and heal up. I'm going to focus on staying alive here and getting back in to just hit him one more time and just take care of him. Because I saw that their health bar was so low, and so that's what I did. So yeah, so the strategy is really learning to stay away. One of the best things that I ever learned in Elden Ring is that spacing is like way more important than anything else. I spent way more time learning to space enemies than I did learning to dodge them. So you want to figure out which of their attacks you can dodge by just standing far away. So maybe you can stand 10 feet and then they'll do the attack, it'll miss you, and then you can jump in and get a jumping attack on them. So that would pretty much be my suggestion for how to fight the Godskin Duo. As you can see, I did it exactly like that. At some point in time, I might put together a more in-depth tutorial, or actually just record myself doing it on a future playthrough. But like, this is my first playthrough doing it. I think it's a pretty, refined method, and it does the job. If you had a mimic in here, it would be even easier. If you were using ranged attacks to get extra damage in when you were spacing them, then it would be even easier. So you can really put those things on top. If you're using bleed to get extra damage in, that would be super beneficial as well. But like I said, this is a pure strength and melee build, and it works great. So if you have been, thanks for watching. Please feel free to give me a like, give me a comment on what your thoughts are. If there's any other boss that you'd like to see me do and see how I did it. There's a couple bosses that I cheated, but most of them I did the best that I could and beat them with no mimic tier, no magic. So that was my goal for the playthrough. So again, thanks for watching.